Big things are coming to Final Fantasy XIV. With the latest live letter that just came out, Yoshi P and the team revealed the next 10 years of what's happening in Final Fantasy XIV, the dev cycle, what's coming, the content, whatever. A lot of exciting things are happening. Now, this isn't a recap video. There's already bajillion thousand of those out there on YouTube at the moment. I've already put a couple in the description down below if you guys want to go ahead and check it out. Mioni and Mr. Happy are the ones that I usually go for just because they add a little bit more thought into it and a lot of stuff. But this is actually going to be a video of me going over what I'm excited about, what I'm slightly concerned with, and also just my all-around thoughts about what was revealed in the live letter recently. Because I have a couple things that have me scratch my head, or at least a question about what's exactly going to happen. But anyways, let's delve right into the video. So one of the first things I'm actually excited about is the updated visual graphics. You know, I'm the type of person that prefers frames per second over the looks of the games and stuff. I actually just turn down the overall quality just so I get the 144 frames plus into my game, because I prefer the smoothness, the responsiveness, and all of that stuff.
More FPS equals more damage.
And the more damage you do, the more fun you have. As you can tell, I am a DPS main. I'm not a tank or a healer. I'm always happy to see my favorite games become better looking and more appealing and all that stuff. I'm not gonna complain about that. So I mean, we've all seen the high res memes of what the Makote versus the high res, and as well as the Lolafel. I mean, sorry, the potato. No real Lolafel hate here, but they just look like potatoes, and they look even more like potatoes in the high res resolution, you know? But the shadows, especially on the face and the hair, looks excellent. The shadows have always been a little weak when you're looking at the grass or like the shadow of the trees or the NPCs. They've always been on the weak side, even on the higher settings and stuff like that. So it's really nice to go ahead and see that stuff happening. They also said, like, in the live letter, that they're working with shaders. It looks like G-Shade, but with the better lighting and the dynamic warmth and all that stuff. And not that I use ACT or any of that stuff. We're all against those third-party programs, right, Yoshi P and the dev team? I love what they're trying to do, and they're trying to appeal to as much as the audience as possible. And I have high faith that they're going to execute this quite well. And the reason why I'm saying that is because it might be singling out some people, and I'm kind of worried that people who don't have the beefy or what a good PC or what's most value and stuff like that. Because I think what's awesome about Final Fantasy XIV is it can run on a complete potato and stuff, and people can still enjoy the story content and the instances and raids and everything. And I'm worried that these updated graphics, you know, might affect that ability. You know, when a game is so good that all you really want is just more players to experience it. That's why I love Sprouts. I know they piss me off from time to time, like they do everybody, but I just love new players enjoying the game. Also, we have good grass now. Now we can finally touch grass in game and not have to go outside of our houses. Okay, so another one that really pops out for me is upgrading the trust system, expanding it to A Realm to Reborn and the earlier instances for new players. This is absolutely big, giant, massive of Yoshi P and the dev team and stuff. Once again, Yoshi is actually just keeping in mind all the kinds of players and wanting more people to engage and try out the game and see if it's a game for them. So many times that I've actually heard that people don't want to experience the amazing MSQ that I'm not currently finished with, by the way, because Endwalker is just too great and I'm procrastinating that. People want to experience a really good RPG story and all that stuff, and Final Fantasy XIV has it. But one of the actual deterring factors of why I like it anyways is because it's an MMO. It has MMO elements to it and stuff like that. And I always viewed it as a single player game with MMO aspects, but people who actually don't know about this would actually just view it as an MMO, and they completely write off the story. But I'm kind of really curious to see who they're going to pick and stuff, especially in the earlier ones, because we don't always have Thancred and the homies around us. So I'm excited to see what characters they use. So it was also revealed that we saw a 6.1, the series roadmap, starting in April. So I actually have time to catch up with the MSQ. The Hildebrand quest line is returning. I have not done the Stormblood ones, but I always love that. The character with Hildebrand, Mandeville, everything is just really, really well done and really fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to that. A new thing involving Tataru and her adventures, kind of. We always love her as a character, and as we know, she is the most powerful Scion. New Alliance raid is out. I loved the Yooooo one. It was just absolutely fantastic. Yooooo Dark Apocalypse. I already have the reactions and stuff like that. You guys can go ahead and see me how I freaked out over the girl killing me over and over again. And I'm really happy that this one's actually focusing on the 12 gods of Eorzea instead of rather having the little gemstones that we pick in the beginning when we're picking our characters, or just having the names sprinkled over and over again and having Alpha Node yell Thalic help us or something like that in the trust system. So that's pretty nice. New PvP, and maybe it will actually try to convince me to play it or try it out. I always had faith that eventually Final Fantasy 14 will divert some of the attention to the PvPers. I know there's a small tight-knit community about it, and been wanting to try it only because of the glam, and I feel like that's the only motivation for a lot of people that are doing PvP, except when they actually like it. New ultimates that I'll probably never try because I haven't tried any of the other ultimates, and I'm pretty bad, but this time I actually have good ping in JP and you know, Oceanic regions server. Eventually I'll go ahead and try them. The Imperium, I mean, it's spelled like Imperium, so I'm gonna call it the Imperium Ishgard housing, pretty much, is coming through as well. So it's just more sadness on me, another level of housing savage that I'll probably never partake in, and it's Ishgard. So if it's not housing savage, it's housing ultimate. Dungeon with variable difficulty. They're called Criterion dungeons. So I'm actually kind of really curious how they're actually going to make dungeons difficult. Even the hard version of the dungeons just seems like another way to tell the story. I don't know exactly how it could be a new challenge, a change from the dungeons that we usually get, and honestly I'm just happy with that that Yoshi and the team are just gonna go ahead and try it out. One of the most exciting things that I found in this is Island Sanctuary is coming in 6.2. It's literally Stardew Valley in Final Fantasy 14, and if you guys play Lost Ark, it's literally the stronghold, but I have full faith that it's gonna be done better because Lost Ark, it's a mobile game like inside of that. I hope that it was coming in 6.0, but it's coming in 6.2. That's okay. I'll lose my life. Literally, I won't ever have to play another game ever again because I'll get everything I wanted inside of Final Fantasy 14. Maybe they'll add like a first-person shooter genre, a mini game, or some simulation thing. There's already parts of it in the story when you're sniping people. So, and then they went through a bunch of other things, but that's basically the highlight that I got out of the live letter. Obviously the visual graphics, like I said before, that's probably the biggest concern I have with that, just because of the fact the frames and all that stuff. I want everyone to be as inclusive as possible. I mean, Yoshi P and the dev team knows that, and that they want more people to play their game, obviously, because they're just great people. They just think about every kind of player out there. And with the PvP changes as well, they're doing that. And all the other contents and stuff I'm very excited for. Island Sanctuary is going to be fantastic. I will never play another game ever again once that comes out. What did you guys think? Comment down below what your highlights that you got from the live letter are, and what you're most excited for, or what you're not most excited for. Like I said in the beginning, I want this to be a discussion. Let's have a chat. I'm always in the comments. I'm always hearting things. I'm always replying to you guys. If you guys want to see something absolutely funny and how I don't know anything about this game, go ahead and click this video right here. It's me reacting to Joe Cat's crap guide to Final Fantasy. Literally all of them: DPS, tank, and healer. Before I head on out of here, I want to thank all my patrons. Thank you guys so much for your love and support, especially those in the Oracle Light tiers, Tarundi and DaddySenpai for the month. Thank you guys so much for the constant love and support to be able to have fun on YouTube and stuff like that. And I'm gonna see you guys on the next video. Peace.